What's up, YouTube? This is a rideshare driver coming at you, answering your question. Is it worth being a weekend-only Uber driver? Well, this is the answer. I don't know if it's worth it or not to you. This is what I do know. It's worth it to a lot of drivers. So this is kind of a two-part question. The person asked, is it worth it driving on weekends only? And what's the most you ever made in one weekend? So I'll answer the first part of that question. Is it worth being an Uber driver on weekends only? I would say that depends on your needs. So some people just need to make $50 a day on the weekends. That's $150 on a weekend if they drove Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. If they just drove for a few hours Friday night, a few hours Saturday, a few hours Sunday, it's very easy to make that $150. Well, that $150 per weekend adds up to $600. So if you just need an extra $600 a month, that's very easy to do just driving for a few hours each weekend. You could even do that in one day. You know, you can easily do that on a Saturday. You know, if you just wanted to just drive Saturdays, you could easily do that, or Sundays, or Fridays, whatever the case may be. Depends on your city, depends on your market, but those kind of numbers are not hard to do. So it depends on what you're looking for. Some people are looking for more, some people are looking for less. So I can't tell you whether or not it's worth just driving for Uber on the weekends for you. I could just say it's worth it for me. And even though I'm a full-time driver, I do know how much I make on the weekends. And definitely, in most cases, I make more on the weekends than I make during the other days. Now, the second part of that question was, what's the most I ever earned in one weekend? And the answer to that question is over $1,100. So the most I ever earned in one weekend from fares. Now, I'll actually throw in another answer to this, but from fares and tips was over $1,100. In my city, we hosted the Final Four men's college basketball tournament, and that weekend I made over $1,100 in fares and tips. Now, I have had other weekends where I made $1,200 or $1,400 or $1,600, including, referral bonuses and stuff like that, and other revenue streams. But when it comes to fares and tips, I made $1,100 on a Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. I think total for that weekend I may have driven like somewhere between 12 and 16 hours for the weekend and earned over $1,100. Now, do I do that every single weekend? No. No, I don't. Some weekends I drive very little. I might drive 10 hours on the weekend, or I might drive 8 hours on the weekend and make, $200, $300, $400. So that's the answer to the question. That's the most I ever made from fares and tips on the weekend, was over $1,100. The most I ever made in general, I think, was over $1,600 on one weekend, but that includes referral bonuses coming through and paying out because new drivers completed their requirements. Is it worth it or not for you as a driver to just drive with Uber on the weekends? I don't know. You have to answer that for yourself. But yes, you can easily make an extra $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, $800, even $1,000 a month just driving on the weekends.